The topic tonight is brain health. I'm actually going to share my personal story of what happened to me with the deterioration of my brain health from the time I was 30 on. And the name of it is memory loss resulting from nutritional deficiencies while training as an athlete to keep my weight down and my energy up, which is very important as an athlete. So I don't know how many of you know me, but I am the sister of 4 brothers, and I was an athlete, and in every way trying to keep up with my brothers. Basically, is the only reason I was an athlete. I had to show them and compete with them on their level. So what it produced in me is a desire to compete. I loved competition because I always had something to prove with my brothers. I didn't actually work out per se, and I didn't have to worry about my weight because we were always going. And never really had anything to worry about as far as my weight went, or even thinking about working out until I got in college. When I wasn't competitively in sports, I was in softball. I was on the national softball team, but I wasn't. Softball, as everyone knows, it's kind of antibiotic in a way. You stand around a lot and you wait for the ball to come. And so I started gaining weight in college, like a lot of people call it freshman 15 or freshman 10. I did that. And for me, the challenge was to keep my weight down, so I started looking more at having to do working out, what a lot of people call working out. I had always been kind of an obsessive runner, but that was just something I loved, and I used it to get places when I was young. I didn't actually run to run. I ran to get places, and I loved it. So again, I didn't think of that as working out. But in college, I was thinking, okay, I need to start working out to get the weight off. So I started running and going to a gym near the college and doing weights and things like that, which I had never really done that. In gymnastics, when we lived with the coach, we did bars, weight bars. But most of our weight, what people would call weightlifting or toning, was from the equipment. Gymnastics, you are constantly pulling up with your arms or pushing out, and so you get toned from a lot of the exercises people do for weightlifting. We actually did with the equipment in gymnastics. So in college, I started worrying about weight loss, and this is where I started getting into diet drinks. At that time, it was Tab. Just trying to find a way to get a little more of the fat off, because back then we believed that fat caused what? Overweight, right? You got fat from fat, right? And so I started looking at ways of cutting out my fat to make up for the fact that I'm not working out 6 hours a day anymore. So I started doing that, and it helped me to keep my weight down. And working out, mostly running. So running was like one of my main coping skills, since just cutting out fat didn't always work, which you'll find out why later. So running. And so I had a lot of time. Eventually, after my second child, I learned a lot about what I needed to stay mentally healthy and for my memory to stay strong. One of the main things for brain health that you'll find is the number one thing I'm going to talk about is socialization. Everyone has a certain amount of socialization that you need. Social network. People that you need in your life that you spend time with. Some people don't need as much, some people need more. I needed a lot. But I didn't realize that. I was in grad school, loving what I was doing. If they'd have paid me to be in grad school, going after my passion, I would have stayed there. But they don't. I lived around all my friends. And so even though at that time I had one child, I still played sports. All the time with my friends, we played softball, we played volleyball, we played racquetball. So we were always working out, in a way, but it was sports. And we were together. We always went to the pool, so we had lots of fun. And so it was a blast. And I didn't realize, once I got near about to have my second child, because I ran the whole time up until the 8th month of my second pregnancy, so it was kind of crazy. It wasn't until right beforehand that I stopped school, just a few weeks before I delivered. So I was out of that part of my social network, which a lot of my friends were in school with me. And then we bought our house. We couldn't afford one down in Dallas where we had all our friends. So we moved in Plano, which was like 30 minutes away. And so for me, I had lost my social network from grad school because I was having a baby again and home and recovering. And then we moved to a new house 30 minutes away. So I was again totally lost my social network at that point. Moved where we didn't know people. And I started getting down and found myself running, but exhausted because I had just had a child, so I couldn't run as much, and started gaining weight. So I was on this mission to find the perfect diet, the perfect eating plan, so that I could get the weight off, get my mood back up, and get in shape again, so that I could start running more and doing the things that I loved. So this is where this diet that I got on that I'm going to tell you about, it's an intense program that I started, and that's kind of how it was. I was all or nothing, okay, and it was called Lean Bodies. Eventually it got transformed. Larry North bought it, and it became his program. He added a bunch to it, made it easier in a lot of ways to eat out and things like that, but it was called Lean Bodies by Cliff Sheets, and eventually Larry North joined him and refined it a little bit. But between the time I started it and the time it got altered and they updated and updated and updated, a lot of things happened to me. So if you turn the page, you will see an eating plan that I was given. Now understand, on this eating plan, I got down to 13% body fat. I was what they would call the same body fat as an Olympic athlete. And the only time I ate was I ate for fuel. That was it. And you knew I was like that. I ate for fuel. And so I thought I was healthy in every way. So if you look at this page, the first page, you see the lean proteins, the starchy carbohydrates, and the fibrous vegetables. Do you notice anything, based on what you know now from all the times you guys have been coming, do you see anything that's missing on this list that you know if you don't have, your body will start deteriorating?
There's no fat listed here.
No fat.
Fats or red meats or...
No fat. No red meat. Now, since, as you see, they do have longhorn beef, but this is a little more updated. That time when I was doing it, they didn't have any red meat. Okay, this was a long time ago. So the longhorn beef is very lean beef they have now, and so it is on the list. But everything was very lean. So on the lean proteins, you see, what does it say with the eggs? Do you see the eggs?
Egg whites.
Egg whites,
Okay.
just egg whites. Because what was bad
Yolk.
about the yolks?
The cholesterol.
A lot of you
Yeah.
guys are being told that. No cholesterol. So you want to cut out the yolks. Okay? So I had grown up eating eggs, so I started cutting out the middle. And I loved eggs. So I ate egg whites like crazy. And I remember feeling like kind of bad about dumping the yolks in the trash. So in order to make up for the whole egg, anyone who has egg whites knows that in order to get one whole egg, you have to have 2 egg whites. Well, this Lean Bodies program is all about burning fuel, so you have to eat a lot, but what you're eating is very lean and very fibrous, and so it talks about the content of your food, and it does, like, the more you eat, the more your body will burn. So therefore, I was having 8 to 10 egg whites a day, and I was throwing the yolks away. So you don't eat egg yolks, I throw away. So I just feel so bad I'm wasting food. And if anybody knows me, I hate to waste anything. Okay, so no cholesterol. Cholesterol's bad. Does everybody believe that? Cholesterol's bad. Okay, I know you. Okay, but who's been told that? Right, okay. All right, anything else? Non-fat cottage cheese. If you look at the list, everything's non-fat cottage cheese, non-fat tofu, non-fat, no sugar yogurt. Anything else you see?
Skim milk.
Skim milk. Again, no fat. Sugar-free soy milk. Sugar-free. Everything's sugar-free. Everything's non-fat.
That means it would have artificial sweeteners in it.
Artificial, very good. There you go. Start for that. Yes, artificial sweeteners. And so, as you can see, just from this first page of the diet, we have no cholesterol. Okay, and these are some of the best trainers in the world that said that this is the most healthy thing to do. okay? No cholesterol, no fat, okay? So if we just have those two things, you'll learn how damaging that can be over time to the body. No cholesterol, no fat. Anything else? No sugar. Okay, is the no sugar a bad thing?
No.
No. So where does it become bad?
Well, because you know that all of the no sugar yogurts are sweetened.
Right, and this is why they said go for the sugar-free. Okay, no sugar. When I was a gymnast younger, we didn't have sugar. No, I had none. Okay, and I didn't miss it. But as you become an adult and you eat like most people grow up eating like everything, when you go on this diet, they know you're going to crave sweets. And so the way to help with that is to go for sugar-free. So if you go sugar-free, you still get the sweet taste without the sugar, which turns to fat, right? So it's all about fat. Everything's about fat. Carbohydrate turns to fat. Everything is what they tell us turns to fat. Okay, so we have no sugar, which is fine, but sugar-free. We have fat-free, and we have cholesterol-free. Okay, so if we go down to the carbohydrates, what do you see under the carbohydrates? Anything that's missing, or anything that's there that probably shouldn't have been there.
There's a lot of flour products in there.
And is flour the problem, or is there a certain kind of flour?
Well, there are 4 basic types of flour: wheat, bran, oats, and
Wow, you're knowledgeable, yes.
Right.
So which one is bad? If you see the bread, now this is what they said, 100% stone ground, wheat. What have we learned? Gluten. Wheat, gluten, okay? So there you go. So that was on there. Anything else? If you don't see, we'll go to the next page. Okay, fibrous vegetables, starchy carbohydrates, lean proteins, okay? So I'm just letting you look at it right now, and I'm going to go into why. All right, the next page, low sugar, see? Low sugar fruits. Low sugar fruits is all we can have because of the glucose, which you're going to learn what it does in your body, okay? So low sugar fruits don't cause your glycemic index to go up, which makes things turn to fat, right? So here's the low sugar fruit. Green apples, green pears, kiwi fruit, raspberries, berries, all berries. Then you see the EFAs, essential fatty acids, okay? So this is the thing, borage oil, canola oil, evening primrose oil. Okay, they got the oils on here. There's oils that they don't have on here, and then they talk about oils, okay? So guess what? Which part, if I'm really trying to get in shape and lose weight and not have to worry about putting on fat, I truly wanted to lose weight, which do you think I would have left out of this diet? The oils.
Yeah.
Yes. And it wasn't until later when I started long, I was like, oh my gosh, that diet was so bad. It caused all these memory problems. They didn't say oils. The only oils they mentioned were MCT oil, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But it was so expensive, I often didn't take it. Well, when I went back and I started looking through the diet, guess what? It was all here. Okay, as best as they knew at that time, the oils were here, and we were supposed to take a spoonful of it. I didn't like that either, so I just left it out. Okay, so I didn't have the oils. I was sweeteners, or the sugar-free. Sugar-free food, fat-free, cholesterol-free, and no EFAs. Okay? Now on the condiments, yes, it was very detailed. Did you see the condiments? All sugar-free
And fat-free.
and fat-free, right?
Yep.
What about butter? Does it say we can have butter?
No.
No, in fact, it was butter buds and Molly butter and anything to help with the butter taste, because I loved butter, because I grew up with butter. Butter is the secret to life, right? Butter. But this was no butter. Again, so you couldn't have any fats, no butter. Sugar substitutes. Sugar-free ketchup, light barbecue sauce, lime juice, lemon juice, soy sauce, light, okay? Everything was light. Fat-free salad dressings. But guess what? Do you think I had the fat-free salad dressings? I didn't have any dressing. And if I did, I would just dip a little bit on my fork and then put it on my salad because I wanted to lose weight. And do you think I lost weight? Yeah,
Yeah.
I lost weight. I mean, for me, let me just clarify. I think I lost like 8-9 pounds. Okay, so it wasn't like I needed to lose a lot. But when you feel bad and you don't have energy and you don't feel good about yourself and you're lonely, you change your hair, you change your body, you do whatever you can. And so I ended up losing 8 or 9 pounds. Did I really need to lose weight? No. I mean, people were like, I didn't even think you needed to lose weight. Well, my body got so toned and so in shape, it was abnormally in shape. And so I was truly toned to the hilt, okay? And I felt great. I felt great. So, that was the start. Now, I kept this diet, this eating plan up for years. Years, okay? But these weird things started happening to me. And this is the part that I wanted to share with you guys. And I've never really shared this with anyone, but except my family. I started having trouble, dry skin, dry hair, and my joints. I mean, I was running, so I was having knee pain and hip pain, which I really hadn't had in years. I mean, years since I was in my early 20s. Okay, so probably 8 years I hadn't had the trouble so much that it was getting hard to run. My hip was hurting me so badly. And so I didn't know what that was from. I just thought, oh, I need to stop running. I need to stop doing this. So instead I joined a health club, okay, and started doing it wasn't the elliptical at the time because they didn't have it, but things like that. So I started getting the joint pain. I started getting the dry hair and dry skin. And then one day I was getting my hair cut, and at the salon, the lady was talking to me. I closed my eyes for a minute, and when I opened my eyes, she was spraying my hair with hairspray, and she was done. And I thought I had just blinked, just for a moment, just closed my eyes for a second and opened my eyes. And I went, wow, I must have fallen asleep. She was like, no. So she began to tell me what we talked about, and I just was telling her I don't remember, and she was looking at me kind of strange, and it really, really freaked me out. Eventually I learned that was disassociating. Now, I thought, well, maybe it's from trauma, maybe it's from this, maybe it's from that. Just didn't know. Then, as time went by, these are years, okay? I was driving, and I ended up, way past my exit, probably about 15, 20 miles past my exit. And this started happening more and more. I started ending up farther and farther away from where I was supposed to be at times. I just had these spans of time that I was missing out on. And then I was forgetting my keys, of course. I started being terrified at times that I was going to forget my kids. Many times I was driving and I would just all of a sudden panic and turn around and look back and to make sure, because I all of a sudden panic thinking my kids are not in the car. I forgot my kids. And so this whole span, this went on for like 10 years. And it was a very devastating time for me because I thought, when I have Alzheimer's, like what's happening to me? My kids got to the point where they said, Mom's forgetful. I was forgetting. I mean, man, the most embarrassing and probably one of my biggest regrets is that I had run this clubs organization for a long time. And I had all these, the clubs program I ran, it was at Northwest Bible Church, had 5,000 kids in it. And the kids were, they had about 5,000 kids, and then you add the parents, and you add all the volunteers, and you add the directors. This was a lot of people. And when I was leaving to go pursue other pursuits, they threw this huge party, barbecue for me to say bye. And 3,000 people were there. And where was I? I forgot about it. How could I forget about it? I knew on Friday, I knew on Friday night, I knew on Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon came, totally forgot. Didn't even enter my mind. So, they started calling, okay? And my phone had trouble, so they couldn't get through on my phone. So I was when we didn't have cells. So, when I found out, I had never ever in my life forgotten anything like that. I mean, this was the hugest thing for me. So, as you can see, my brain just started